Related to recent collective bargaining trends, are there hopeful signs for stability and growth that you see in the construction market ahead?
Starting in 2008, we went through a serious bubble burst, and we saw a true construction depression in the industry. And we were seeing collective bargaining agreements rolling over at no increase, 1 year rollovers, let's try again next year, 1 year contracts with just increases for health care and pension. And recently we've seen the trend where private capital's coming, and with the rebound of the construction economy, we are seeing an increase in the length of collective bargaining agreements, and actually our members are seeing a larger wage increases. Last year it amalgamated into about a 2% increase across the board, which is, it's not robust, but it's far better than rollovers and 1 year fringe only collective agreements. So the members are faring a little bit better as far as their compensation goes.
With the 2016 election cycle begun, how will the Ironworkers Union and the building trades be positioned to advocate for workers and support a candidate?
Well, all of organized labor has always been active in politics, and sometimes it's on advocacy for a candidate, both at the federal and state levels, and sometimes it's legislative. Legislative for the Ironworkers Union, nothing is more important than the transportation bill. So we've been working with both parties to try and come up with common sense compromise on not only the need for what needs to be done to maintain our roads and bridges and transportation programs, but also to fund improvements. We can't solely just repair what we have that's existing infrastructure. We have to be broad thinkers. And business and labor, the Chamber of Commerce and organized labor are both in favor of a robust transportation bill. The trick is, how do you get it paid for? That's one area that we're working for. Organized labor, I know the building trades, we're working on this Cadillac tax. We are overall supportive of President Obama, but there are places where we have disagreements. And one of the areas in the bill, the pay for us, was the Cadillac tax. And we feel it's offensive to charge organized labor insurance programs the Cadillac tax, which actually funds to pay for across the board pay for us. If they targeted the entire industry of everyone who has insurance, we feel it's a fairer way. But we feel that singling out collectively bargained union welfare plans, that they have to find a new way to pay for that. So we're looking for a repeal of the Cadillac tax. That's a high priority, not only of my union, but the rest of the building trades. And on the AFL-CIO, I sit on there as a executive on the executive board. We're going to be active in selecting a candidate that sticks up for working people. My union, we have chose our executive board not to endorse a candidate at this time. That doesn't mean we're not going to arrive at a consensus candidate, but we're vetting the candidates to make sure who best represents things that will affect our industry and our workforce. And we're taking our time, and we want to get it right.
Explain the new approaches that the union and its labor management unit Impact are developing to expand market opportunities for both workers and employers.
So one of the most innovative things we've done is our union, for its entire length, has found a way to resupply the workforce. We're masters at this apprenticeship training. That's a guild that the European construction guilds brought over as the mentor master program. We're able to resupply the workforce if there's a demand for workers. One of the areas we recognized is with the baby boomers leaving, there's a mass exodus of our employers. A lot of them are getting set for retirement, and we recognize that there's going to be a shortage of signatory employers. So one of the things we've done with Impact, one of our newest programs, is in addition to funding all of our training and retraining curriculum, we've started a whole contractor curriculum. And what we've recognized is there's a demand for women-owned businesses, minority-owned businesses. We've got a lot of ironworkers who started a business. They're great at ironworking, but they're fair at being a businessman. So we've partnered with FMI to do training so that we're able to polish the stool, say, of the contractors business side, so that he's a little bit better at collecting money and being a businessman if he was an ironworker and he's really skilled. For the entry-level folks, we're just teaching them the bare bones basics of what it takes to exist, because we don't want to end up having delinquencies or setting a contractor up to fail. And then the best folks that we have are the midstream management folks who might have the ambition to take over a company but might not have the business sense or the acumen. So we use our impact funds to not only groom and grow our workforce, but we're doing that as from our contractor base, from the inside out and from the bottom up.
Learning from past events, what steps are you taking in the Dean administration to ensure an effective approach by locals to recruiting and to job site productivity?
Accountability is critical, and so I expect all the members to hold their leaders accountable. I expect all the leaders to be held accountable by their members and by the international. And if we see anyone going astray, organized labor took a hit where everyone thinks that we're outdated and not in need. And I can tell you that workers need a voice. And we believe that the Ironworkers Union is going to be the best advocate for its workers. But we want to be good business partners to our contractors and recognize that the fair contractors are our best advocate at paying our wages and bargaining with us and funding our pensions and health care. And so on my watch, what I want to do is help the local grow and live up to the trust that President Wise, one of the things that I have the pleasure going in any meeting is the business folks, I'm talking about owners from plants and physical properties, said, boy, you could really trust the ironworkers when you got their word on things. And I continue to live up to that trust. But I also intend to empower our members to be the strongest union of the building trades and give our members the voice and the amplitude that they need to be heard from the elected officials in the business community of what's fair and what's just.